Good afternoon. I'm Shel and I have a tale for you, a tale that I got from the grandson of the old man in the midst of this story. I should admit the old man is kin to me too, but it's by marriage through my mother's side 2 or 3 generations back. Koyu show and scale. Moest de haasik en daar kakig. Waar Tuathanach gevoelig aan een schierig dubbelen. Garo en toen is ek bekken aster, wonen of alle weg, Warsaw, Carolina en Tua. A Donik Jellen gaan duiksjen aan zijn laan show. Waar fame ek dunja, lantern en klelkig son solus. Vroeg jat stove fjug, agus goed jat uske, as na tobrikenachke. Bij dunja saar skippelte of aansen Tuathanach. Waar aatje ari ek a hule shien eka. Agus nur a klelke ge roots en bi, gure ge a rash aansen aatje heen. Waar vis eka, varen ro a hule shien eka. Well, in law en laken, waar fame eka Tuathanach son een dorst lurik eka. Ak haroe aansen taatje heen. Haroe aansen avu oprak. Haroe aansen tal. No haroe aansen en tai. Haroe aansen atje in de gooiet en Tuathanach. Agus vai vergak. Waar vis kinjak eka. Nak ro nak be en fear. A klakig an torstchen. Agus chai aansen tai. Far an ro of en. Agus ganjike of en. An che ambisha an che a klakig an torst eka. Ak rekkersti nak be. Ach chai far an ro of ak. Agus ganjike an root agus ute en hun frekkerst. Wel, waar vergak genish. Ga je mak as en tai, agus. Leme aansen lorry Model A Ford, agus grijvige gan vu waar kuli aansen Warsaw. Agus gennike da oors lurik. Agus hilerash, agus leme mak as an lorry, agus luge. Risha vin is savak. Agus nura hanike amakas en tai for en ro na hesiv ritu en toprach acha. Hilike un yentoerst shias ounce en topper. Agus nur a chula en truert you en ploep gundrain en torst. Nur a voele en tuska of a aansen en topper. Hoerste, be visakem gebrach. Far en be un in torst akem. Agus mara ha isem heen, ha en torst, aansen topper haast. And so, I hope I didn't screw up too much of the grammar in that. Anyway, this is the story. It's about an old man, as I said, somewhat kin to me. Before the start of World War II, this farmer lived in Dublin County. His farm was just a little ways from Warsaw, North Carolina. It was a time when people had to use lanterns for light because electricity had not come to that country yet. Did not come into the country until after World War II in many places in eastern North Carolina. They cooked on wood stoves and they got their water from their wells. Well, this farmer was an exceptionally neat person. There was a place for everything he owned, and when he used anything, he put it back in its place. Well, on one day, he needed to get his claw hammer, and it wasn't where it should be. It wasn't in the workshop, it wasn't in the barn, and it wasn't in the house. And he knew that it wasn't him that had lost that hammer, and he was angry. He went into the house where his wife was, and he asked her if she was the one that had used the hammer. And her answer was no. And he went to where his son was, and he asked his son if his son had used the hammer. He asked his son the same thing, and his son gave the same answer. Well, he was really angry now, and he went out of the house and he jumped into his Model A Ford truck, and he drove to the hardware store in Warsaw, and he bought 2 claw hammers. He came home, he returned home, and he jumped out of the truck, and he shouted to his wife and his son. They came out of the house to where he was standing next to the well, and he looked at him, and he threw one of the hammers down into the well, and when they heard it splash in the water down in the well, he said, "I will know forever where one of my hammers is." And as far as I know, that hammer's still there in that well. Thank you.